Hey, it's Cronin once again. I'm kind of bored once again, so I'm decided to go over my video collection. This starting off primarily with kaiju, which I have above my actual video collection, because I think it deserves that special treatment. So back here in the way corner, we have this Nature Series Dinosaurs tape set. That's probably the first time I've ever seen anything related to Godzilla in my life, so I've cherished that greatly. And another VHS tape here, we got Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, my first Godzilla movie. My first proper Godzilla movie, I should say. Then we got Godzilla vs. Gigan. This is a very torn up and beat up copy I got of the flea market. I'm going to probably replace that with the Anchor Bay release. But before we get into any more VHS tapes, which are on the end, these are just the DVD stuff I have. You know, Criterion Godzilla 54, probably the best release of this film that's out there. Then we got, Raids Again Classic Media. This is the thin case. I got this back when they first came out. And this is a bootleg copy of the Classic Media Rodan disc I got from a friend of the family's. And I gave it a custom cover by Kaiser Ghidorah Lord, I think your name is. I'll put a link to your DeviantArt in the description, but he makes awesome, actually pull that out. He makes awesome cover arts for DVD sets. He actually even makes cover arts for VHS releases. Now this is the box for the Toho pack, which is the Mysterians, Varan, and Matango, but I like to keep my films in chronological order for Toho and monster movies, so I put the Icons of Sci-Fi Toho collection in there, and I also have Varan and Mysterians. Sorry, my arm's killing me from holding this up. This is the original American Calling release from 2005. I'm gonna replace that with a bootleg pretty soon, probably on Blu-ray actually, rather than DVD. Matango from the Toho pack. Atragon, another pretty rare DVD found for cheap on eBay. There's a lot of the not classic media, a lot of the Tokyo Shock releases I found on eBay for pretty cheap, way after they already were out of print. Mothra vs. Godzilla thin case. Dagora is one of those examples of the Tokyo Shocks DVDs I found on eBay for pretty cheap. Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster. This is the Classic Media release, not a bootleg, but for some reason they re-released some of their DVDs in like actual DVD packaging instead of the thin packaging. Here's Astro Monster, or Monster Zero as I like to call it. But for some reason they released them in actual DVDs, and I have a couple of those, so whatever. Frankenstein Conquers the World. This was at G-Fest actually for $25. Not too bad of a price, especially because it's out of print. So, but I enjoyed it. They got the Blu-ray Gamera sets. This one didn't come with a slipcover, and I'm kind of annoyed by that. And the Volume 2 did. Here's another bootleg copy of Sanda vs. Gyra, from DVD cover once again by the same guy who did the Rodan cover. Kraken releasing Smog Monster, or Sea Monster Blu-ray. I have to pick up the Smog Monster one. I haven't actually watched that Kraken release Blu-ray yet, because I don't watch Sea Monster too often. I gotta switch hands, it's killing me. We got Daimajin set, which is currently out of print, so if you see it for cheap, get it while you can, because I think it's going, and it'll probably be gone. Ultra Q, Shout Factory, pretty great release. Currently the only way, at least I know of, to get Ultra Q subtitled without torrents. The original BCI releases for Ultraman, these are if you're going to pick up Ultraman, do not get the Mill Creek Complete Series release. Get these BCI releases and make sure they're the actual slip cover with individual DVD releases. Sorry, my bookshelf almost fell over. Make sure you get these releases. They are by BCI Entertainment. They are the better quality versions to buy because they actually have the DVDs in cases, and I will show that off. What do I mean by that in a minute? Ultra 7 Shout Factory. Haven't watched it yet. Have to finish Ultra Q and then starting these DVDs. Because these are pretty recent for me. I picked these up pretty recently. Actually, today they came in the mail when I'm filming this. Ultra 7 over there. Crappy American release of King Kong Escapes. Hopefully by Godzilla vs. Kong 2020, they actually come out with a subtitled Japanese version in Region 1. Otherwise, I'll have to bootleg it, which I may as well do. Speaking of bootlegs, X from Outer Space bootleg from a friend of mine, Astounding Beyond Belief. Thank you very much for that, man. Gappa, Tokyo Shock Blu-ray, fucking terrible movie. Probably my least favorite kaiju film of all time. Of course that means I haven't seen Death Kappa or Zarkor or anything like that yet, but I fucking hate Gappa. One of my least favorites. I only own the DVD because it's rare. Son of Godzilla, speaking of rare, another rare DVD. that I've kept since childhood. Story All Monsters, Tokyo Shock. Not really rare anymore. Kind of rare, getting there. Wish I got the Blu-ray though instead, but all they had at my FYE was the DVD, which I'm fine with, you know. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have the special features, which is a bummer, but I'm sure I can find a torrent for those somewhere. All Monsters Attack. Here's another classic media DVD with the regular cover. Latitude Zero. That's another eBay buy, pretty cheap. Space Amoeba was a G-Fest buy, pretty cheap. Well, actually, no. Latitude Zero was cheap for what it was. Space Amoeba was still $25, which is yeah, pretty cheap for this movie. Sorry, I'm swapping hands constantly because my arms are killing me. Godzilla vs. Hedra, it's the original release, and Godzilla vs. Gigan, the original release. I have to pick up the Kraken releases of these two. I'm not going to get rid of these DVDs, but I have to pick up the Blu-rays for them. Megalon, this is the Tokyo Shock DVD. This one doesn't have the special features on it, unfortunately. Again, I can probably just find a torrent for those. We got Mechagodzilla, another rare DVD, and Terror of Mechagodzilla, classic media, regular DVD cover. Whew, sorry, my throat is killing me. I keep constantly talking. Godzilla 84 from Kraken. It's an okay release. I mean, if you want subtitled 84, or subtitled Return of Godzilla, it's your only option for Region 1, but I prefer the 1985 cut, so that was kind of a disappointment. Got it purely because I want to see Godzilla releases succeed in America, and I just got it to support that. Biollante on DVD. Wish I got it on Blu-ray, because this divide right here, it just really annoys me. Hopefully I can find it at G-Fest maybe for cheap. Then you got your the Sony Heisei and Millennium Collection. I don't need to go over those individually. Gamera Trilogy, you know, Mothra, you know. I'm missing GMK of the Sony Blu-rays. I'm missing the GMK and Against Mechagodzilla set. So hopefully I'll have to pick those up. Here are two original bootlegs. Where are they? Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy Legend. I got off of eBay. And Ultraman Zero, The Revenge of Belial, I got off of iOffer. Those are two bootlegs, and I hope to God that they come out with a Region 1 dub, because I heard they're making a dub for it, or they're recording a dub for it, so hopefully they get a Region 1 release soon. But they probably won't, thanks to Chow's idiocy. Pacific Rim Blu-ray, you know, standard. These are pretty standard Blu-rays, Godzilla and Pacific Rim. Hanna-Barbera Godzilla set Volume 1. I would pick up the other two volumes, but Volume 3 is extremely rare, and Volume 2, I just can't be bothered. Because I'm not really into the Hanna-Barbera series. I don't think it's terrible, but it's definitely not worth picking up a DVD for. And my battery's going, so I gotta hurry this up. Godzilla the series, you know, standard Mill Creek release. Pretty okay for a Mill Creek release, but there's not a whole lot you could really do with this. I really wish Shout Factory would have picked this up and done a better, like, special edition for it with, like, interviews with the cast and crew, because a lot of the behind-the-scenes info for that series is pretty fascinating. And the rest here is just a bunch of DVDs like I've replaced that I don't want to sell because they're kind of special to me. Like the Classic Media Gojira set's pretty cool. It's got a couple of features the Criterion doesn't. The Gamera Shout Factory releases are also pretty cool. Sea Monster release childhood DVD. Bootleg 84. This has, yeah, I can't replace this because this actually is 85 on DVD from Showa Video. They are a bootleg company. Go look them up. Pretty cool. Mechagodzilla 2, you know, standard stuff. These two, the Space Godzilla and Godzilla 2000, were my first Godzilla DVDs I ever bought, so I don't want to get rid of them. And I got the Millennium series on DVD. I don't want to replace GMK and Mechagodzilla just yet. And then the crappy Mill Creek Ultraman set. This is a terrible set to buy. Do not pick this up. Because the inside here, let me show you. The inside of the DVD case, they have them in these weird sleeves that smell of flash paper. And if you don't know what flash paper is, that's explosive paper that they use in movies to make stuff explode. But it's just also a really bad quality release, and I don't recommend it at all if you're a fan of Ultraman. This is an interesting tape. This is Godzilla King of All Monsters. It comes with a documentary about King of All Monsters, which actually does feature behind-the-scenes footage from Kra, the Full Moon Entertainment video, and then it comes with the Cosmic Monster. Not a good quality release, definitely, but 85 on VHS because you gotta have it. So that's basically my Godzilla DVD collection. I hope you enjoyed.